Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning into another one. As you can see by the title, today we're doing a 2020 year review. We all know what kind of year this year has been. That goes without saying. So I'm not even gonna dive into too much of the catastrophe of a year that it's been. This video is just gonna be me reviewing and seeing how I did, seeing what we're gonna be doing moving forward and all that good stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen these type of videos before, so let's just go ahead and dive on in. This is actually the first year going into it where I did not set like goals and resolutions. I mean, I never really set resolutions like that too much, but this year has just kind of showed me how shaken up things could be, and there's just like this level of uncertainty, so I don't really feel the need to set all these whole list of goals. That being said, what I do have, I guess, is some intentions and some things that I've also gained and learned from this year despite everything. Some of my intentions moving forward into the new year would be continuing to prioritize things that just make me feel good, no matter what that is, but making sure that I incorporate them into like an everyday daily routine. That's just me making my morning coffee, going on my morning walks. I find that those little things are really beneficial to my overall health and mental clarity, and they just make me feel good. So yeah, I'm going to continue to prioritize those little things. I think with things like that, you have to really make them like a non-negotiable and schedule them in, because when times get busier or when you have more work to do, or just, you know, things get thrown at you, they could be put on the back burner, and then eventually you'll burn out, and then you'll realize how important it is to have them once you don't incorporate them into your routine. So just making those things non-negotiables. They don't have to take a large portion of your day, but just set aside little pockets of time to do things that make you feel good. Another intention going into 2021 being to continue to chisel down at my debt. A little bit of background, not going to get too much into it, but I went to San Francisco State University. If you have not seen my videos on that or my college playlist, I have like a whole college and post-grad playlist that you guys could check out, and you could check out my video on the story of why I chose that school. Long story short, I did have to take out a couple of small loans to not really pay for the schooling too much, like the tuition, but mainly for housing. My last year I did move back home, but yeah, that's just like the quick, long, what's that called? Too long, didn't read, TLDR, yeah. But you guys can check out the other videos on that. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to chip away at that. Car payments, so there's a lot, there's a lot of things that, you know, adulting and post-grad throws your way, a lot of them being financial, and you know, it does suck that the world we live in, or in this country, in the States, that student debt is such a big thing, and I feel like that should change. But yeah, I do have a 5-year plan in motion already, and as I have mentioned in my previous videos, I have managed to pay off in full one of those loans, so that was a huge accomplishment that I'm proud of. But we still got some ways to go, and like I said, I'm on a 5-year plan, but if I can get that out the way, knocked out before then, the sooner the better, then that's great, and I would love to do that. And I think that I could manifest it and work on it as long as I continue to work at it and stay on the track that I am on. Yeah. Now going into the more reflective of this past year, some things that I've learned, all that good stuff. I do think that in 2021 we are going to be seeing some progress. I know towards the end of this year we have seen a little bit of progress, you know, with just managing to, you know, get our first rounds of like vaccines and all that good stuff. So I am like optimistic and hopeful of that. But I also acknowledge that just because we are heading into a new year and we're leaving 2020 behind does not mean that it's just automatically going to be fixed. Things are not going to change overnight, but I am hopeful of the progress that is to come down the line. In the midst of all that, I do think that this year has helped me to take a different perspective on things and see what exactly I actually value and what matters. Pretty much told me and taught me what I need to prioritize and what things are gonna be fueling me and what I really thought that I like cared more about, but I honestly don't. Career-wise and just moving forward into the person that I want to become, there are certain things that like society will kind of teach you that you should care about, but everybody is different, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to pour all of my effort into something that I should care about when I really don't want to be living that lifestyle. I guess that's just, this time has given me a moment to reflect on what I really do care about moving forward. So some things that this year has shown me that other years, I guess this first one, other years have previously showed me, but it's like that saying of until you learn, it's going to continue happening over and over again. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take for this to set in, but we need to prioritize saying no to things. You know, the whole lockdown was like an introvert's best dream, I guess you could say. You've seen like a bunch of like memes and stuff about that, of how you don't have to go out, you could cancel on people. Give me just a great valid excuse to not have to say yes to a lot of things. I still fumble with it, I still struggle with it all the time. I catch myself like, why did I even like, I didn't fully commit and say yes, but I didn't say no, and deep down I know that like I'm not gonna do it, or I don't truly want to. So I need to work on like just being like from the jump saying like a clear no, instead of leading people on to believe that like perhaps or maybe or there's a good chance or I'll try to. And sometimes it's like it's hard because in that moment I'm like, it actually sounds good and I think I might want to, but then when I get to the moment I'm like yeah, no. I'm getting better, and I have to allow myself to be okay with saying no, even if that disappoints people, or even if they don't fully get it or understand, or they're like, why not? Like, what else are you gonna do? What better do you have going on? Or like, yeah, the why not. And sometimes I can't answer that why not, just except for I just don't feel like it. And that should be reason enough. And if they can't understand that, then sorry about it. It's not my responsibility to make them understand or to appease them or try to take the easy way out. I don't have to explain myself for why I do or don't want to do something. But what is my responsibility is to be brutally honest with myself first and foremost, and to be upfront with them. To not take the cowardly route out of the we'll see or the maybe or flaking last minute. Just say no from the jump. But if I genuinely have to think about it, then I will give them like a, let me just sit back and think about it first. I'll get back to you at this date, and then make a decision from there. If you're anything like me, you have to sometimes take some time to think, and you don't want to give them an answer right away. And I don't do well with people asking me for an answer right on the spot. Like, I have to think about it first, and then I'll be like, okay, now I know what I want to do. Yeah, just taking that time back to kind of reflect, think about it, and then when I'm ready to make a decision, then make a decision. But yeah, don't be afraid to just say no, opt out, say next time, not right now, I would love to, thank you for inviting me, I appreciate you even considering me, but just right now, it's a no for me right now. Another thing the year has taught me is that I don't need the extravagant lifestyle that I thought I wanted. Simple things really do make me happy. Like, it could be the smallest things, just going outside for walks, watering plants, having my own room, having a cat. Like, simple daily habits really do make me overall like content. I don't need a lot of big material things to get me there. As long as I incorporate those things that make me happy into my daily routine, it doesn't matter where I'm living at or what profession I'm in. As long as that I'm doing those things that make me happy, I'll be straight wherever I'm at. That doesn't mean that I have to be complacent where I'm at and that I can't strive for, you know, bigger and better things, because I feel like I'm always trying to better myself. But it just means that maybe the type of lifestyle that was like advertised to me all throughout growing up that I thought that I had to strive for is not really that important, as long as I'm doing stuff every day that make me happy and living like the sort of free lifestyle that I want to be living. Another thing this year has definitely taught me is that I am capable of doing hard, difficult things. Say it with me, guys. I'm capable of doing hard things. Even when I feel like I completely don't know what I'm doing or I'm stepping into new territory, I figure it out. That's given me a lot of confidence to just know that at the end of the day, I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, I've done it before, I can do it again. And then lastly, I am just even more grateful now of my school experience as a whole, like being able to graduate high school, graduate college, and have like my full experience and my graduation and prom and all these little moments that a lot of us may have thought we were entitled to, but this year has shown us that they could be taken away from us. And just like watching, you know, my younger siblings and cousins and friends that were supposed to be graduating this year or supposed to be having those big, you know, monumental special moments that we all kind of envision of what that day is going to look like. Having that kind of stripped away from them last minute, it was really kind of hard to watch, and it just made me more appreciative of the experience that I have, even though it was like at the time very stressful, a lot of tired, sleepless nights, and just struggling and feeling like, why is this, like, what's the point of all this? Why am I even in college? I don't even want to be here. Stressing, crying, like all that good stuff. At the end of the day, I was able to have that full experience, and that's something that you should not take for granted, because we don't know how everything is going to work out moving forward. So it just made me appreciative, especially because it was like I was like the final year, like right off the cuff. Like I graduated college 2019 and was able to walk the stage, and then bam, this next year people are having virtual graduations and everything's changed and everything's different. You know, like even in high school, like I was saying, like things like our senior activities, and I at one point was considering not even going to my senior activities, like the senior picnic and all that stuff, just because it was so pricey, and I was like, what's the point of this? Like I'm sure some of you guys have felt similar when you're, you know, seniors, and you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna go, or I'm not gonna go to prom, like that stuff's dumb to pay for all that. But you know, it was worth it, because in the end I was able to say that I've done that and experienced that. I'm just really, really grateful to have had those moments. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Those are just a few little things that I've learned, and like I said, my intentions moving forward. I'm gonna sum this year up by saying, like, I'm gonna sum it up with a little Drake quote, that this year basically is like nothing was the same. Everything is just different, but I think in the long run, like long term, looking further down into the future, like it's gonna all be very necessary. It sucks now, like let's be honest, it kind of sucks, but I do think that in any situation, good or bad, like you could always find the positive and the learning experiences from them. So that's what I'm gonna be choosing to do no matter what has come my way. And trust me, there's been a lot. Even though I haven't been like affected as much of that as I think a lot of other people have unfortunately been affected by this year. Like I'm still healthy, I still have a job, I'm still employed, I'm still doing things that I love every day. There has been loss in my family, so I'm sure a lot of other people have experienced that too, and I'm sorry for you guys' losses. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but we are here, we made it out, and we're just gonna continue to grind every day. More importantly, I guess this is a year coming up of a pivot, so we're gonna have to have that pivot game strong. Like I'm talking jump, stop, pivot, 180. Like we're gonna have to move, jab, step. I'm using a lot of basketball terms. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but yeah, we're gonna have to shake some stuff up, and I think I'm just gonna go at my own pace. I previously had this notion of like after I graduate, like the post-grad year coming out of college, that I had to do everything so fast and I had to reach this and I had to move out by this time. But I feel like now I'm just like, what's the rush? Because we really don't know what the future is gonna hold. So I'm just gonna go at my own pace and see what comes from that. You know, you just gotta stay prayed up, stay in gratitude, and just continue doing things to try to better yourself every day. Little by little, piece by piece, slow and steady wins the race. So yeah, that's it pretty much for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I would love to hear some of your goals, or if you have any resolutions or something that you learned, you could leave that down in the comment if you feel comfortable. This video a like if it was helpful in any sort of way. I don't know, I feel like very narcissistic just posting these videos talking about myself, but you guys are here. Best wishes to you all. Thank you so much for, you know, tuning in with this journey with me, whether you're a new subscriber or if you've been here for a while. Yeah, I'm just thankful for that. Good luck. Hope to see you guys thriving in 2021. It doesn't have as much of a ring to it as like 2020 was. When we were in 2019, we're like, oh, 2020 vision, seeing clearly into 2020. We had such big plans. It's really funny to think like this, like, man, the irony of this whole entire year. All right, that's it for this video. Peace. What's up? Oh, it's